Nexus mods break the game?
The mods you download, can they break the game?
They can.
I mean, they can break the game as long as the mod is on, but if you uninstall the mod, the game will be fine. You may, in worst case, literally the worst thing I've ever had to do is I had to reinstall the game. That was it. I had to actually uninstall and reinstall it. That's the worst it's ever been for me. Now, maybe Wells has worse stories, but that's the worst it's ever gotten for me. I actually had to uninstall and reinstall the game one time, and that was it. That's the worst. But 9 times out of 10, you just uninstall the mod and you're fine. Now, it can mess up your save file.
Yeah, we're live, by the way. So.
Okay. Well, you want to be careful about your save files. Back up your save files.
Yeah, I was looking at some of these different mechs that I can get from MechWarrior 5 that have clan refits.
You don't only want to use mods if you're going online to play with other people. That is usually frowned upon.
No, MechWarrior is a solo game. I mean, you can play co-op, but there's no people.
Do whatever you want then.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, you can make it relatively easy to do mods with Nexus. Just download their Vortex app, and then you can just one-click mods in.
Work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do most of the work for you. That's true.
But anyway, you coming back, Q? You disappeared on us.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking through something if I have that I need for tomorrow. Being a single dad, man. It's a lot of work, and I'm not finding the paperwork I need. I just might have to make another trip this evening. That's gonna suck. All right.
Oh yeah. All right, welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And
we have Bloodaxe.
All right. Oh, my normal streaming rig is acting funny. So hopefully this all works out. As a matter of fact, I realized something I did not do. So I'm going to let Q and Bloodaxe fill some time real quick while I did not add my audio input to when I am sharing my screens. Give me just a second.
Okay. So like he was saying, for modding, what you can do is there's an app called Vortex. It'll essentially do the nine times out of 10, it'll do the mod installation for you so that you don't have to do any extra steps. There are a few more complex mods, like some of the ones for Skyrim, like Skyrim, Requiem, or Fallout 4 Horizon, that require extra steps. But if you're just messing around with some mechs on MechWarrior, you'll probably find if you go look at the installation, it'll usually be on the page for the mod. It'll say what you need to do to install. If you're usually trouble because you're not a member, I can give you my sign in. It can be a little weird with you sometimes if you're not a member.
Yeah. Alrighty. I am good now. Let's see.
I will say this final thing before we switch topics, though. I really wish there were some other really good mod sites, because I'm not actually a fan of some of Nexus Mod's practices and decisions they've made.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they're still the best place to do mods.
It depends on the game. I mean, like, I know back when I was playing WoW, before they started doing stupid stuff, used to use curse mods a lot, and I think they still have a lot of mods for things.
Maybe I'll do, because honestly, if I could stop using Nexus mods, I would. Because I don't feel like they're fair to the modders. I feel like they have their own affiliations, and they force those onto the mod community, which is just messed up, man.
Yeah.
Like, believe what you want to believe, but don't force something on other people.
But I also use curse. I also use curse for Hightail. Yeah, that's when I was recently on curse. It was for Hightail. Hightail, Minecraft, stuff like that. Curse does. I don't know if they do as many. They have Skyrim mods on Curse. So
if they've got Requiem and Horizon, then I may never go back to Nexus. That's my most. Like, I was already considering doing another Skyrim run. I really do love going back to Skyrim.
Requiem?
Yeah, the Requiem mod for Skyrim.
Oh, the Requiem mod for Skyrim. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to go search through that. But they do have Skyrim mods.
I'm on them right now. Because, like I said, man, I don't like anybody trying to make me think the way they want to think. It's like leave the mods on and let people make their decisions. I'm a grown ass man.
Are you talking about Curse
But I
Forge?
don't see Yeah, Curse Forge.
Yeah, CurseForge.com. Dog it, they don't seem to have that one.
No.
Well, I don't know. I'm not on view all. Let me see.
I did a search. I did not see it.
You can get
Um,
Requiem off their site though, people. If you want to try out the best mod for Skyrim, there's also the Wabberjack
yeah.
app that does a big series of mods, which is amazing. It's just it took me like a day to put it on. Otherwise, I'd
Mhm.
go play that again.
I
It
mean,
was incredible,
honestly,
but it was
yeah.
massive.
Honestly, where Curse and Nexus has Vortex, both have apps to make modding easier. It's not really. It's not that hard usually to do mods. Most of them is you download a file and you drop it into a specific folder, and you're done. You know, or you uncompress it into a certain folder. It's
Yeah, I believe Requiem has their own site. I know Horizon does. So if you don't have to
yeah.
use Nexus, don't. Just being blunt, don't. I mean, because they mess with mods and they remove mods based on personal opinion while allowing some mods on that are really mods that I don't agree with that are
15 years of
disturbing.
connecting.
And I'm like, wow, this is really messed up and probably illegal almost, this mod. But this mod that removes flags off of the Spider-Man game's gotta go. Really is creepy to me when you see those weird ethical gaps where, like, this mod does really terrible things to people. Like, actually, in game, you can do horrific things to NPCs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
no,
okay. How dare you take a flag down?
Yeah, the choice, yeah, the choices a lot of these places make are very
Be
questionable.
consistent if you want to be moral. Be consistent. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't have a problem with them if they removed both types of mods, but they don't.
So, man,
Sorry, didn't mean to derail the conversation. I was just.
oh
just
no,
curious.
no, you're fine, man.
That's all we're all about is conversation, man.
I'm all, yeah. I mean, that's what we do. Um, I'm also using this time to do more
Yes, I'm
research
also
on.
covering for Xenodamus while trying to not draw attention to it.
Oh no, no,
So
I finished what I needed to finish. I was letting y'all finish that conversation, but I was also looking up some things on this whole Microsoft, Phil Spencer, who these new people are. But I mean, that's probably the biggest news of the week to me is the whole shakeup
Phil
at
Spencer's finally
Microsoft,
out.
man.
Dude, people have been waiting for Phil Spencer to shut the hell up for a while. Be right back.
But yeah, so Phil Spencer's retiring. Sarah Bond is out. Matt Booty promoted as Microsoft AI exec. And Asha Sharma named new Xbox boss. Now, Matt Booty sounds familiar. That's a name that's, I guess, hard to forget. But
Come on now. Don't be immature.
dude, I'm not being immature. It's just, it's right there in your face, you know.
Well, you often have that in your face, from what I understand. Yeah. No, the rest of us, though, man, we ain't got time.
Anyways, let's not go there. But yeah, so
that's what she said.
Chief Content Officer at Xbox. I guess he is now going to be the Microsoft AI exec. Yeah, they're talking about that they're not going to shy away from AI. They're going to try to utilize it reasonably. So I don't know.
Who is this Asha Sharma? Because I'm worried. Oh God, I
She's
almost
done a
said that.
lot
I
of
almost
work
said way too much out loud, but I've got concerns
Yeah,
about
she's
that.
in AI space.
She's a what?
Well, she's not. She's not a video game developer person. She done a lot of work in the AI space. She worked with Meta for a while. Um, she's been more of a COO than a CEO. So I don't. I don't have an opinion one way or another on her, but if they're wanting to get more involved in the AI space of things, then she's got experience from in artificial intelligence. But
Well, I mean, I
um,
get
they're
Microsoft.
all
Microsoft cannot not use AI. I mean, they can't be anti AI because they're trying to promote AI. I mean, they are doing their own AI, centers. They have Copilot and all this, which is a AI. It would be dumb for them to try to shy away from AI in game development when they're investing so much in the future of AI. So I feel like it didn't matter who they put in that, they were going to have to be willing to support AI.
Yeah, but not having a video gaming background leading Xbox is going to be concerning, in my opinion, um, because that's kind of what we enjoy for our spare time is video games, and if she's not passionate about gaming, hopefully the people that she hires work underneath her is passionate about gaming. Because right now, with the cranking up the price of Game Pass and other games ballooning in price, but the quality is decreasing, this isn't giving me a whole lot of warm and fuzzies about the direction of Xbox. But we've seen them go on the decline ever since the series came out. So um, again, just another good reason to go PC versus a console for right now. Because hell, even the games are coming out on Microsoft are going to be going to PlayStation and PC anyway, unless you get some kind of weird Epic exclusive, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
And her statements about wanting to focus on core Xbox gamers has people worried. I'm looking at a Forbes article about some of the concerns, and like you said, the AI concern, the absolute lack of any gaming experience whatsoever. Because here's the problem: we have seen far too many people being put over gaming companies or even dev groups or just over gaming projects who hate their customers, who hate gamers. Am I wrong? Hate gamers. We've seen it. And hate everything about the games. I mean, I know that Zeno wasn't planning to talk about it, so I'll just throw it out here. I mean, even idiots at Blizzard having a problem with the name of their own damn game. You
Well,
know,
yeah.
it's like you can't get quality out of somebody who hates the thing they're doing. So how do I know that this new CEO doesn't think games are stupid and that gamers are man babies? How do I know that isn't an attitude? You may think, well, obviously they would have had an attitude to get that job. No, we've seen that. We've seen them come out and go, I don't like. We've had idiots hired on at games that are on dev teams for games that are shooters that say they don't like guns. And like I said, some idiot in Warcraft at Blizzard said, I think I don't really like the name. I think it's too violent. And I'm like, it's Warcraft. It's about war. That's the whole game. It's
Yeah,
war. The literal
yeah.
Yeah.
game
So
is you take an army and you go kill those guys. It's war. And if you got a
yeah, so
problem with just the word war, you don't need to be anywhere near a video game that is an Animal Farm or something. Like, you don't need to be on any game that has any combat if the word war is too much for you. If just WAR triggers you, you
Yeah.
don't need to be at Blizzard. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me I'm wrong. I dare
no,
you.
no, you're absolutely right. And looking up on Masharma, look, I'm on fandomwire.com. It even says she has absolutely no gaming industry experience, but what she does have is large scale technology, both in Meta. She also worked with Core AI with Microsoft, but
That's
she's
the thing.
also
Is
on
she'd
the
be a great Microsoft hire, but not
but she's,
Xbox.
but she's also a board member of Home Depot. So maybe from a business mind, she'll bring some better thinking than what Phil Spencer has been doing previously. because none of us have been
Quite
fans
quiet
of
there,
any
man.
of the decisions they've made at all. And
We'll
I'm
find out.
sorry, but if you're going to acquire all these studios, the last thing you need to do is put them on all the other platforms. Otherwise, you have no reason to go to your console.
Well, yeah,
I don't know what to expect, man.
I mean, but the thing is I don't know, man. You don't necessarily have to be a game dev to be a good CEO. If she looks at numbers, if she looks at what sells and what doesn't sell, and she looks at it as a business, like a good CEO, then there won't be a problem.
To not just look at numbers that certain types of people in that company put in front of her. She needs to look at the real numbers. Is she going to get out of the bubble? We saw the high guard. We saw the high guard, man.
I get it. I get the bubble.
They were making the greatest game in the world. They thought they were going to knock it out the park. But if they'd have talked to anybody who wasn't being paid to tell you that, like Bloodaxe said, they could have pulled in anybody that played Fortnite and said, hey, man, try this out. Just tell us what you think. Don't give them no money now. Just say, hey, see what you think of this game. They would have been like, I'd rather play Fortnite. That's what they would have said. 96,000 people said that, as we know. Because they got 98,000 people to play the game, and they're down like 1,200. You know, so how did you miss that 98% of people that feel this way about your game? How did you get convinced? So my concern is if she doesn't care, she may just let somebody walk in the room and tell her, this is a good idea. This is what gamers want. The numbers, look at
once
the numbers
again,
when we ask a very specific group of people a question.
Once again, though, think about it now. I said a good CEO. A good CEO isn't going to listen to those people. A good CEO is going to go out there and actually look at the real numbers, man. I mean, she should, as the CEO of Xbox, she should be able to have the exact numbers of everybody playing, every game, numbers sold, and be able to go, okay, what is the trend here? Why did these games not sell? Why, and that's what all I'm saying is she doesn't necessarily have to have a gaming experience. If she has a good business head on her, that may be what Microsoft needs.
All right, I'm going to say blasphemy. I'm going to go ahead and say it too. There's one reason I'm actually very glad they chose her. Yeah, you ready? How far are we into the video? Okay.
15.
I'm glad she's Indian. Because we don't need no more Western California idiots running any game companies. Maybe she'll bring some common damn sense. Because I don't know what's going on in California, but they done lost their dang mind. Every game company come out of there in France or Canada, has lost their dang mind. So now you think about it, I'm glad. Aisha, welcome aboard. Hopefully you will bring some fundamental common sense and business sense that is absent in Western gaming. Maybe we need more people leading our Western gaming companies that ain't from the West. Sad, but it's just true. Because I don't know what's wrong with people. What the heck Phil Spencer was thinking with some of them decisions he made. Some of the junk we seen on friggin'... Remember we were talking about that, Blaz? We looked at Game Pass and it was just a trash fire. I was like, who picked this junk? They were picking the worst games. They were literally putting on the Game Pass games that were infamous for being terrible. Were on people's worst game list. It's better to not put garbage on Game Pass because it's more insulting when I see worst, like one of the worst. I can go pull up Angry Joe's worst games of the year for 2025 and 2026 and then go look at Game Pass and those games are there. You don't need to have 50% or more of the worst games of the year list on your dang app.
Oh, I know.
And then you're still bringing them in fresh.
and calling it a win. Here you go, gamers.
Check out, man. We're bringing back Veilguard or some nonsense. You're like, isn't that game considered hot garbage? Yeah, okay. I don't know what they're doing. I'm shocked that we got Space Marines 2. And even then, they brought it in after people kind of had stopped playing it. Yeah. Like, it was after Space Marines didn't have any more hype. the decisions Phil Spencer well, let me rephrase that were made under Phil Spencer's watch lead me to believe they're stupid. Yeah, sorry, Dansbird. I know I'm on a rant. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
Don't apologize, man. He's done pulled out the popcorn. He was ready for it.
well, I mean, it's just true. Like, I'm going to be honest. Western CEOs do not seem to want to make money. They instead seem to want to make somebody happy. Don't know who it is,
Well,
but that's what they're for. And it ain't
well,
us.
Players.
It ain't the investor.
You can talk crap about Western, but let's talk about Eastern then. Sources say Tencent secretly funded the struggling shooter High Guard.
Yeah. Dude,
So I
Tencent
mean,
doesn't always make good calls.
so there's your Eastern influence.
Yeah.
They're not making great decisions either.
They're supposed to be an indie game, but yeah, but here's the thing. Tencent makes bad calls. I mean, some of the purchases Tencent made, Tencent puts money into failing stuff all the time, buddy. Now, what they're going to do about it, I don't know. Maybe they got fooled by the hype. I mean, we know Hygar was lying their tail off to everybody. They were in some kind of weird cult. You know what I'm saying? They had an altar up there to the game and were like, this is the greatest. It will change the world. And we're like, based on what? But they apparently somebody knew how to freaking. Hey, what did we see recently? That guy that can make anybody believe a lie? You remember that anime we were watching Friday?
No.
Apparently a guy like that worked at High Guard. He sold everybody a dream. And maybe he sold Tencent a dream too.
Maybe.
You know, but to play that card, the reason they're on here is that High Guard's trying to play this card, a struggling indie game that wasn't given a fair chance. Already other people are aping me. I don't care. I said it first. Because I'm seeing videos popping up going, man, they had almost 100,000 people. I'm like, yeah, I said it first, punk. But they had 100,000 people, and now we know they had 10-cent money behind them. And they got one of the biggest shout-outs you can get at the friggin' awards. They need to shut up or I'm going to kick someone in their ass. Because that's just wrong. You can't have all... You talk about entitlement manifest. You had everything a game could want. All the attention, the hype, and money pumping in from one of the biggest gaming. Tencent's one of the biggest game investors now. They about to own the whole industry dang near. It's Tencent and Saudi Arabia fighting to own the whole pie. And you gonna claim, oh, we didn't get a fair chance. I'm like, dude, no. If you didn't get a fair chance, nobody's ever gotten a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? You just suck. And you need to go apologize to Tencent. Don't apologize to Healy. He know what he was doing. He shouldn't have done that to y'all. I will say that's one thing. They didn't need to be on that show. That was wrong. He knew that game looked like hot ass. You don't put that up. That wasn't even a good trailer for a game, man. When I looked at it, I just looked at it and said, maybe it's a co-op shooter. That's all I thought. And I said, maybe we could try it if it's a co-op shooter. But as a PvP, no. No, I was hoping it was Outriders. I was hoping me and Bloodaxe, and if we threatened him enough, Xeno would go shoot some enemies, and I was going to look for a necromancer. I want to be a necromancer with a gun. You know how rare I get to be a necromancer with a gun? And if not, fire. Well, I don't know. Xeno likes fire. I might have to do something else. I might have had to go ice if Xeno wanted fire or go earth. And Bloodaxe wants tank or dual wield. You know, I had in my mind a way better game than what they put out. But in PvP, you can't beat Fortnite. You can't beat Overwatch, man. Not with that. That was stupid. Right, Xeno? That was dumb.
Oh, no, dude. I mean, it was, It was never going to touch Fortnite. But anyways.
At least wait until Fortnite isn't still the hypest game out there. Let Fortnite fall off a bit. Like, don't go at it while it's, like, still pumping it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
yeah, I mean,
y'all gonna have to wait for Fortnite to die.
You're competing
Fortnite's not going to die.
Tough space, and the space you're competing in is saturated with Fortnite and Overwatch,
and Marvel Rivals.
Right. So you got to have something that's going to be new, which, you know, a fantasy type game. Okay, that may be a niche, but when you have 3v3 on a massive map, there is absolutely no fun in that. The downtime just trying to traverse the terrain's insane. Number
There's
two,
one reason. Oh, I'll wait.
bring in gamers that actually play games like Fortnite and Overwatch and go, hey, would you play a game like this? Well, you need to tweak this, this, and this. But to say that the interest wasn't there, you had almost 100,000 players. Yes, the interest was there. The quality was not because it dropped off 98% in less than a week.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Fortnite is a little different as it has a much more massive players per map and all that stuff. I mean, it's more competition towards your 5v5s and 8v8s and stuff like that than it is. I mean, Fortnite is like, one versus many with a shrinking map. It's so you got a little bit of difference there. But I'll be honest, this market, the Overwatch, I mean, Overwatch isn't doing great right now. The market for the smaller counts are not really doing that well. People tend to play where there's 50, 100, people you're up against. Because honestly, it's more fun because there's a variety of expertise in those 100 people. So even if you suck, you can probably get a kill in or two every once in a while. But when it's 6v6 or 3 versus 3, there's a good chance you're not even going to get a kill. You're just going to keep dying.
I know. I mean, you might try to play, Scarlet Widow and roll 0-5.
Yeah.
And then kick people out for good vibes. That's right. I threw in Kingsman. I don't care. Justice for Kingsman, which he already got. Trust me, he got it. But, no, and that's what I was going to say. The only reason Marvel Rivals is even successful is because of two things. It has characters pre-built in. So it's got, they don't have to make a character you like. They put out Blade. And if they add Luke Cage, I'm downloading it. Y'all gonna be watching me I'm gonna be 0-11. But I'm gonna play because I've never not played Luke Cage in any game I can play Luke Cage. I'm gonna play Luke Cage and get my black tail whip.
Well, I mean,
Luke Cage. So, and the second reason is because unlike Fortnite, where they may have Marvel characters in it, they don't have their powers in Fortnite. Because the Fortnite's game engine doesn't work that way. But when you play Magneto, you Magneto in. You know what I'm saying? You playing the thing, you're immovable, you know what I'm saying? You get to play the character the powers. That is niche to play superhero game, but It's also an Overwatch. It's like superhero DC World or Marvel World meets Overwatch.
Well, because you also had a pre-built, anticipation because of the Marvel characters. At that point, they gauge a lot of that stuff. So yeah, there's smaller groups, but because they have enough players, those smaller groups can go, okay, well, we can go, well, this person who's sucked the last 5 matches, let's get them on up against a group that also sucked the last 5. So you can add in that fun element of I do eventually win, or I do eventually get a kill or whatever.
Well,
but
also the variety of characters allows for it. Like the dude tried to tell him, switch off a Widow. If you can't shoot straight, don't play Hawkeye Widow. Go play the character who auto aims. There are heroes in Marvel Rivals who you don't have to aim.
Let me finish. I had one sentence left, man, before you jumped in. Fuck, dude. All right. My last sentence that I was going to say before you interrupted me was, you could just pull in 90,000 people with a sucky game and then only have 10 playing it the next day. And then there's no one to really match up against. But no, I wanted to get one more shot at that. 100,000 people they had almost.
Dude, it's already dead. It's already dead.
Just like that rib shot.
But you are right. Imagine if you tried to play High Guard right now. The people who stuck with it, skill level is so far beyond a new player because there are no new players. You are the one green dude coming in. That's got to be awful.
But anyways. let's see. What else we got? Where was I going to go with this? 'Cause I also had a transition in mind, and then I lost it. But oh well, screw it. Ubisoft still firing people.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, there you go. There's a transition. And when you screw up like High Guard, which is also firing people, you fire people like Ubisoft, who is still at it.
Now, I will say the Ubisoft did come out and say, "Look, we know we screwed up. We oversaturated our catalog. We weren't focusing enough on anything to make good games, and yeah, we're firing a bunch of people because we should have never hired them to begin with." Yeah, no, I mean that's pretty much what they said.
Okay, I mean the honesty, the truth will set you free.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's their stance, and honestly, I think maybe this will be good for them. I mean, dude, if they get down to a good niche group of people who love the games and they focus on the games that people enjoy, which I mean, they said, we have multiple Assassin's Creed and Far Cry games, spanning both single player and multiplayer, coming up, and they put the right spin on those in the right direction and get away from that crap they've been playing. Maybe they can survive. I don't know.
Here's another advantage of the terminations too. You also can keep an eye on people when you get the numbers down and find out if you got anybody left that's a problem. Because I'm gonna be real, Bloodaxe tries to resist this, and I get it because it's so crazy. But he knows I have a theory that some of these companies are self-sabotaging. I don't mean just screwing up. I mean sabotaging. And I'm starting to wonder if it's they got people they hired they shouldn't have hired that are sinking the ship on purpose.
Well, dude, I mean,
how big the anti-capitalism thing is. Maybe they're trying to wreck these companies.
I mean, the requirement for people to come back in office is obviously, yes, it's a way to get rid of people, but it's also a way to keep an eye on your people more. So I mean, it's not necessarily unheard of to say yes. I mean, keep a better eye on your people, and maybe you can come out with some better quality stuff. I would say that having 10 cent maybe invested would help, but of course, they also may have invested in High Guard, so maybe that's not a good thing.
It's money. I'm not saying 10 cent knows what they're doing, but it's money. Now, here's an example. You want to know how you hired a bunch of people you shouldn't? I don't know. Maybe when a whole office threatens to do a walkout if one of the damn owners of the company come by. Like, that is wild to me. I'm like, how could you hate the owner of the company that much and still have a job there? Like, somebody was not screening those hires. If you if I ever see Wachowski, I'm going to punch him in the face. That person needs to be terminated. like I still say that I hope those 40 were picked by them going by there and everybody that walked out got fired. You can't work for me if that's your attitude toward me. I'm sorry, you're fired. I don't care if you're the best employee. If you're like, I don't want to see that bleep, I'm going to be like, all right, well, man, I'm sorry. You really were a very good employee, but get the hell out. Because I can't trust you. I can't trust you if that's your attitude. I have to presume that you do not have the well-being of the company at the top of your mind if your feelings are like that. And all I'm doing is letting a snake run around inside my garden. So I felt like mass firings. Ubisoft, I rarely say this because I usually say everybody needs a job, but y'all need to trim the fat. Y'all got people that don't need to be there. Heck, don't even seem to want to be there. So maybe if they trim it down to a small number, start hiring back people that actually act like they got some dang sense, they'll be better off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, speaking of people losing their job, apparently Sony has also trimmed some with Bluepoint, which I think a lot of people have been upset about because apparently Bluepoint has done a lot of good remasters and
some of Sony's best remasters were done by Bluepoint, from what I understand, especially the single players. So everybody's like, why are you getting rid of the company that's making you? it's weird to see something get shut down that in theory has been making you money, unless we missed something. Like, what's the name? Is Blue Point one word or two? Let me take a look.
One word.
One word. Blue Point Games. So
They did the God of War collection, some Metal Gear stuff, Uncharted, Demon Souls. Not familiar with that one.
Oh, I thought the Demon Souls remake did really good. They apparently were remaking or remade Shadows of the Colossus, which I also heard was pretty good. Uncharted.
That needs a really good remaster.
Huh?
Shadows of Colossus needs a really good remaster.
Demon Souls, I mean, they were doing what they're supposed to do. I never heard anybody say they were bad remakes. But apparently they shut them down. Yet they haven't shut down the people that are making Hunter's Gathering. And I'm like, that's the team that needs to go. Whoever's did that Hunter's Gathering Horizon trash, this is what I'm talking about companies seeming to sabotage themselves. You got people making absolute garbage, but you're getting rid of your competent people.
Well, and that's like this particular article mentions, you know, it's like, oh, you just announced a God of War trilogy remake, and you just removed the company that would probably be perfect to do that for you. Yeah. So,
I mean, you're never going to surprise me that Sony did something stupid, but this seems a little extra dumb because they don't seem to have a lot of competent people making stuff at Sony right now. Like I said, Guerrilla's Horizon Hunter's Gathering looks like utter garbage. And I'm like, maybe you need to keep the people that are doing a good job and get rid of the people that are putting out trash. But that's not what happens. And even though Sony's not Western gaming, they're acting like Western gaming. So, didn't they move their base to California or something?
Well, I mean, they have a headquarters. They have a headquarters in California. It's not their only headquarters. So. I mean, they have a Western division and an Eastern division.
Well, it seems like they're letting the Western division make the most important calls. From what I'm seeing out of them. So, but it's a shame those people lost their jobs, especially because they seem to be good at their job. It's like, that sucks, because you definitely don't see it coming when you're not screwing up. If you're doing a good job, you don't see it coming. And I'd see it if they didn't have any projects, but they're planning to do a God of War remake. You know what I mean? It's like, why don't you use your remake up? So who's doing the God of War remake? That's the question then. Who's doing the God of War remake if not them?
I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so Sony's headquarters is in Japan, but Sony Interactive Entertainment is in California. So, and Sony Interactive Entertainment is the video game and digital entertainment company of the Sony group. So their video games are technically Eastern. I mean Western, because
I'm rarely wrong. We will accept it one day.
Well, no. So you're neither wrong or right. I mean, Sony is in Japan, but
apparently the God of War remake is being done by the God of War people. That's why it's being done by them.
Okay.
So at least it's being done by them. But given their decisions on that last God of War Ragnarok, I don't have as much faith in them. I probably would have preferred Blue Studio does it. There's already people claiming, supposedly, this is rumor mongering, that they're removing some of the more spicy elements out of the game. And I'm like, yeah, I know how they did God of War Ragnarok and their inclusivity nonsense they tried to do there. So this is going to suck. We're about to get a sanitized God of War. So get ready for that. Probably not going to get any of the Aphrodite scenes or any of that. Probably not even as violent. We'll see. Plus, they'll probably start race swapping out all the dang Greek gods, so get ready for that.
Oh, goodness.
If they make Hephaestus black, I'm going to cuss somebody out. What? The deformed cuck who works the forge? Heck nah, man. I'm gonna be pissed off. Don't you do that. Oh no, they'll probably do something worse. They like to make us effeminate. Oh god. What are we gonna get? Cupid? Cupid's gonna be black. There you go.
Or Apollo? He's sort of.
Apollo's not excessively effeminate.
It
I don't
depends.
think he's soft enough, but they could give Cupid the little wings and a diaper and grown ass man in a diaper. They'd love to do that to a black guy.
Oh man. Anyways, I think that's all the video game stuff we got. We did
God,
see.
did I just predict? Oh my god. I don't think I'm right about the Cupid. I'm obviously exaggerating, but I am now worried they are gonna start. Oh no, they are. They're gonna go weird on this remake. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna be stupid. Athena's gonna be Asian. It's just gonna be all over the place. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. That's why they fired Blue Point, because everybody would have wanted Blue Point to do it. They had to get him out of there so they could do something weird. Bloodaxe, did I just do one of my dark predictions that's gonna come true?
Q's record speculation is undefeated.
It unfortunately kind of is, isn't it? Oh.
Well, give us some speculation for D&D then. Supposedly D&D Beyond released its development roadmap, but but the D&D, as far as regular D&D goes, the tabletop books and everything, they have still yet to update the roadmap. There have been some rumors going around that they may be trying to pivot,
edition.
do a pivot.
Well, rumors are that there may be a 6th edition incoming, aimed as early as 2027, and that Ed Greenwood and Tracy Hickman are people they're trying to bring back in hopes of getting back that OG gamer base. Because let's be real, despite all the claims about all the hype and popularity with Gen Z for D&D, I mean, Xeno, we can look over your shoulder. What you have on your shelf there, if people pay attention, that's a fraction of what I gave away to kids today. Like, we buy gaming books, not like Gen Z. Most of the people I played with who are younger than me, that are millennials and Gen Zers, own 1 or 2 books.
Yeah, just look behind me. I've got.
Yeah, look behind you. You see that shelf. And that still ain't nothing. I had boxes. It took them multiple trips to my house to load up the back of their
I mean, I've got about 2 or 3 times still sitting at my house in Florence that are out.
Yeah. So I mean, they miss us because I'm worth like 10 or 15 Gen Z customers as of y'all. Because if I decide I like 6th edition, I'll buy the whole Faerun and Eberron collection. Every book. I've owned both for AD&D, for D&D, not D&D, AD&D, and for 3.0, I owned every Faerun book. I also bought the entire Eberron collection. So it's like, that's what I do when I like something. I get all of it. 4th Ed, I started, stopped, sold all of it back to the store. 5th Ed, got the player's handbook, tried to play it a few times. It's awful, but I do own a book, but it's awful. You know, but if I liked it, I'd own all of it. So it's like when you compare that to somebody who's only going to buy 1 or 2 books to somebody who's going to buy 20 books, I can see why they want us back.
Dude, just a number of like freaking Kickstarters for new editions of stuff, and that we've just jumped in blind hoping that it would work out, and of course most of them do not. But
I bought the entire digital 13th Age collection just to try it out because they had it on sale. I bought all of it. I own like every 13th Age book. That's how we roll, man. So I get it. They're looking at it and going, man, these guys say they like our stuff, but they're not buying the books like that. One of them may have the books, but ain't everybody. But with us, all of us own all the books. Like, if I get a book I like, he's going to buy a copy. Bloodaxe is going to buy a copy, and Xenobody's going to buy his own copy. You know, and that's a lot more money. Even now, I'd love to. I mean, I've got a cabinet that's still filled with books back there, the stuff I decided to keep. I would love to add another collection, physical collection, because I like the physical books,
Yeah.
to it. So would they want us back? But me and Bloodaxe both agree. I don't know Xeno's opinion. We'll get it now. That the problem isn't that they bring him back. Even if they bring back Ed Greenwood and Tracy Hickman, the problem isn't that they weren't there. The problem is who is still there at D&D, right, Bloodaxe?
Well, and I asked you before the show, what would it take to get you to come back? And you said Ed Greenwood was a good start. My response is Hasbro not owning D&D anymore. You would have to find someone that's going to be invested in the gamers and not just what's a good way to put this? Trying to show that they're on the up and up with the modern audience, so to speak. Because what they've done to 5th edition, and we've been covering it for over 10 years. Well, we've been discussing it, but we've been covering it since the beginning. They're chasing everyone that actually has cash, disposable income, that wants to play away. And the people that they're trying to bring into the fold, they don't care. They don't want to play D&D because you know what? You have to read and you have to do math, and that takes effort. And most people just want to go on to the next easy thing and not put in the effort. Do you know we would spend weeks pouring through books, magazines, all different articles just to make a character? Nobody nowadays, they want instant gratification. They're not going to put in that kind of effort. I mean, just my Dragon magazine collection alone, I had hundreds of them. And so
And Dungeon Magazine had some pretty good quests in there. You could get you some Ravenloft quests and some Dark Sun quests.
So someone would have to acquire it from Hasbro for me even to be interested.
For me, it would require a mass exodus of the people that are there because I don't want whoever came up with D&D Prom, whoever decided that orcs are Mexicans and that Drow can't be evil because this white-haired, red-eyed, pitch black-skinned race was black people. All of that, they all got to go. I'm sorry. They would have to have some Ubisoft-worthy layoffs for me to be confident they got rid of the poison.
But you don't know who that is, which is why I think you need new ownership, because ownership dictates the marching orders for the boot to the ground folks. Like we're talking about before the show. You're talking about Ed Greenwood writing good stories. Yes, he's a hell of an author, very imaginative, but he's going to write up what he's told and paid to write.
Yep.
He's not going to die on the hill, says, this is not going to happen to Elminster. If he wants Elminster to be gender fluid, that's what's going to happen, regardless of what Ed Greenwood thinks. So I think you need to have better ownership who actually wants to make money, who wants to bring the gamers back together again and actually be profitable. Because, yeah, like you said, there's a lot of companies you think are self-sabotaging. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that concept. But when you make bad business decisions repeatedly for over a decade, maybe you're right. And it blows my mind, but maybe you're right. But the fact that, we have checked out primarily, more you two than me, because I also have a gaming group that we play 2024 edition. But you know what? We all use PDFs. And there's ways to acquire PDFs on the cheap. And we share. So we're not out loads of cash. But like you said, you want a 13th Age, you're interested. So if you look behind me, I have almost every single book from 3.0, 3.5. I have every Ravenloft book in box set from 2nd edition forward.
Well, I mean, there's a reason we use PDFs, though, or at least for me. And it's not because it's my preferred method. I prefer to have a book. I do. But I've been doing PDFs because it gives me an opportunity without spending a lot of money to see if it's worthwhile. And nothing I've picked up has been worthwhile.
PDFs, man. I don't know about you, but I've bought a lot of new systems from RPG Now, like paid for, like you said, to try them out. I've got a massive library. My Discord friends know all the time. I tell them, hey guys, I want to see what this anime RPG is any good. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. Hey, take a look at this. What do you think? You want to play this? I can buy more books. I have a massive collection of stuff I bought in the last just year, where I give new people chances. And what I'll do about once a year, I will do the what's going to refine and replace D&D search, where I will go look at every RPG that's fantasy and try to find something that isn't D&D. I have not managed to find anything that's stuck, but it's really because I don't have a gaming group, because some of these are pretty good. Some of these are actually pretty good. But I'm looking for a replacement. And when I find it, they've got a customer that's going to put money in their pockets.
Well,
I mean, what about that video game I got? You remember, Wells? I bought No Rest for the Wicked just because I thought it was interesting. I literally told them, hey guys, this game was kind of cool. I played the free demo. They did a free demo. I played their free demo for 3 days straight. I bought the game. I bought the game because I played the demo for 3 days straight. And I said, and it was a reasonable price. So I was like, here you go. Yeah, you earned this. So it isn't like we don't go put money on stuff after we even get a PDF if we like it. If I like it, I'll go buy your stuff. I'll buy your figurines. I'll buy the whole nines. But we have reached that point now to where we want to put eyes on it before we buy it. You know, but I mean, like I was trying to rant earlier, this, like, for example, Ed Greenwood and Hickman are okay. But honestly, R.A. Salvatore and Margaret Wise are my dogs. Like, I love the Digital Order books. I love what they did. My favorite authors are actually Salvatore and Wise. So they didn't grab the people I care the most about. I got mad respect for Ed Greenwood because Faerun is one of my favorite fantasy settings. Though I will say, Eberron 3rd edition was really good. I don't know what happened to Keith Baker or what they did to that poor guy, but 4th and 5th edition of Eberron is utter garbage. But Eberron 3.0 was damn good. I owned all the books. So I'd like to see a return to the OG Eberron and a return to Faerun. But they've only got one of the guys I need for that. I don't even know if Keith Baker is going to show up, and they didn't even do a real 5th edition Eberron. They kind of, dude, I don't know. Sick Dad, you're right. It just needs to be under another company. They need to, in fact, they need to just sell it. Hasbro needs to sell D&D to Kobold Press or somebody and just get out of the game. They don't even need, it don't need to be under WotC or Hasbro anymore. You win, Bloodaxe. I shouldn't have ran my mouth, but now I'm just like, you right. It don't need to be who it's under right now. What you think? Can we, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, we just saw, we talked about a couple weeks ago, you know, Hasbro getting sued by its own partners because of the overprinting of Magic and basically destroying one of their few income resources by trying to make a quick buck and not worrying about the future of the game. You know, I think that's what they did with D&D as well. I mean, they threw out a bunch of crap books, oversimplified with poor story and poor writing, to try to make a quick buck. But they did. But the thing is the people who were true and gonna stick with it, they lost those people because they that's not who they wrote it for. That's not who they made it for. They made it to try to get the Stranger Things craze and the the pop culture, and not for the actual fans. I get you need new fans, but guess what? Get the old fans. They'll bring their kids in. They'll bring their. You don't need to target this audience by throwing this stuff out. They're not the ones with the money. They're not the ones with the devotion. If Q was excited about D&D, I'd expect his son to probably be at the table with us, but he's not.
I'm not gonna teach him this garbage though.
Yeah.
No.
So, same thing with Bloodaxe. I'm sure if it was good enough, he'd probably try to get all his sons into it. I know you. I know you do.
They are playing actually.
My kids play, and I have bought 4 versions of the 2024 Player's Handbook. One for me, one for each of my 3 boys that play. And since my 16-year-old, he kind of bowed out when the 2024 version came out. And guess what? I bought 3 more. So yeah, so I've dropped hundreds of dollars on my kids just to be able to play the games. Now,
But I mean, so the target's wrong because you don't need to target the kids. You need to target the, the fans who will bring their kids in.
Well, yeah, because his kids can't afford those books.
Yeah.
no,
I guess the parents gonna buy the books.
even college kids nowadays might not be able to afford the books like we can, but like you said, you're going to buy all the books. And if I'm interested in something, I'm going to buy all the books. But now we got to, okay, now we're going to pull a Xeno. We're going to dip our toe in the water and test it by getting a PDF. Do we like it? And if we do, then we may buy a second book, and then we'll do it. And like we did with Cyberpunk, we did some trial runs as a group, and we realized, you know what, this isn't for us. So we moved on to something else. But back in the old days, we knew when 3rd edition came out, it was going to be good.
And we were all wrong until 3.5, and then they fixed a bunch of stuff. But
well, we did some pretty broken things.
3.0 was a decent upgrade to AD&D.
no, it wasn't, dude. I hated it. I
know
it.
You're a hardcore AD&D'er, but I will say this though, you are right. 3.5 is what it was.
3.5 allowed me to play that with my friends. I was like, okay, 3.5 is good enough. 3.0 was not good enough for me, man.
I'm still heartbroken that Pathfinder 2nd Edition went the way it did, because Pathfinder 1st Edition was D&D 3.75. It was like somebody went through 3.5 and just refined it down to a T. We played Eberron and Faerun in Pathfinder because it was well built that we wanted to play. But listen to what I'm saying though. We love D&D so much that the settings we used were from D&D. You know, it's like we want to be in D&D.
You know what the winning point of 3.0 was?
What?
It made me weary of 4.0, and I never bought it.
You did save money, because oh my god, did we even do? I think we got through 1 or 2 sessions of 4.0 Bloodaxe before we sold it. Was that right? I know it got gone fast. It was. We said a miniatures game. This feels like a miniatures or a board game. We were like, why does this feel like such a board game? Like,
I never played 4.0, and I've talked to people that have, and none of them ever came up with anything positive. And there's several RPG groups I belong to on Facebook Marketplace, and mainly we're all trading 2nd and 3rd edition books. But every time it's 4th edition, it goes unsold because no one wants that garbage. And I don't even see 5th edition on there at all. I see more Kickstarter stuff than I see 5th edition. So
what? But why not? You can go to prom.
Dude, don't make me go to Jackson and punch you in the mouth. We haven't had a fight in a long time. You can
reenact Starfleet Academy, but in the D&D world. I can play a big old barbarian in a dress. Will Steve ask me to prom? Will he remember the carnation? Oh.
All righty. I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
And we didn't even touch on Xbox, did we?
Yeah.
What is there to say about Xbox?
I'm sorry.
We talked about Phil Spencer leaving.
You threw me for such a loop with the whole prom thing that I've shut down the past hour of my head. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, all right,
the
guys.
holders need love too.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere we are online, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,
I hope you enjoy.